Hey guys, I'm Jess and welcome to my home. I don't know about you guys, but the kids' schoolwork is a problem. I'm a very sentimental person and so I like to keep things. I've tried all sorts of different things to keep the paper organized and it never lasts. I've tried different Pinterest things, different organizing things that are pretty, but pretty does not work for us. I used to try and scrapbook also, and that's something that took way too long. So I went ahead and came up with a simple and effective strategy for keeping kids' schoolwork organized. What happens when the kids come home from school is I take their papers out of their backpacks and then I set them in these different file bins. They're just simple, cheap plastic bins that I got for free. The top one I have here is for household stuff. The second one is for the kids' artwork that they do at home here that I want to keep. The third is for my youngest daughter, and then the bottom one is for my oldest daughter. Now, as you can see, it's overflowing. I go through all of their schoolwork twice a year. Once on Christmas break, and once school lets out for the summer. I also have this thing over here. It's from Lakeshore Learning. I got it at a garage sale, so I don't know if you can still get it or not, but it expands with the accordion side, and it has different sections inside of it, but it's also very long. So this is something that I use for all of these random art projects that aren't going to fit in my other system. I have a section for each child for each year. Alright, so I went ahead and I pulled all of their stuff out. This pile is my oldest daughter's. She is in first grade. That has all the paperwork from the beginning of the school year until Christmas break. It is not even all of the stuff that she brings home because there are some things that we recycle immediately. Here's the pile for my 5-year-old. She's in preschool 3 days a week for 2.5 hours a day. This is that Keepsake. It's called a Keepsake portfolio, that thing from Lakeshore Learning that I showed you before, where I keep all of their bigger art projects. So what I do from here is I go through and I sort the pile. And this is probably the hardest part of it, deciding what to keep, what not to keep, getting everything like with the other things like it. And then I have 2 binders here. I have in the past used a 1-inch binder and they've been pretty full, so this year I went ahead and I got 2-inch binders. And then I take sheet protectors. These I just got from the Dollar General. They are very thin, but this isn't something that I think needs super protection. It just needs to hold all of the stuff together. So that's what I do. I go ahead and I put all of their paperwork into a 3-ring binder. It isn't necessarily the prettiest thing, but it is effective. It stores really well. And also, the kids get their binders out quite often and look through all the stuff that they did in their previous years. So it's fun for the kids, it's easy for them to access, and like I said, easy to store. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and put them into the binders, and then I'll show you the finished product. And voila! All of those papers organized into 2 3-ring binders and my Keepsake portfolio. So the blue one is my first graders' work and the red one is my preschoolers. You open it up and here are this is like just different things that I kept. I kept her first day and her favorite things, her letter from her teacher, report cards, Christmas program, AR tests. This is what they do in a day that I thought would be fun to kind of look back on what they're doing. Nightly reading logs. I just kept a few different math worksheets so that we could look back and see what they were doing in first grade. These are just different, like, I guess worksheets that they do throughout the day. But when she sends them, they must staple a bunch of them together, and when they get done with all of them, then they give it to the teacher. But on these, when she is done, she writes a note to their aide on the back, and it's usually a pretty cute little note, so I wanted to keep those. These are just a few examples of her like language and reading and science and that sort of stuff worksheets. This is a graph they did of her class's favorite apples. I just thought she would maybe look back at that and think it was fun. And then if there's any type of art stuff that fits inside the 3-ring binders, I'll go ahead and put them in here just so it doesn't clog up that whole Keepsake portfolio back there. For my preschoolers, I have her letter that they send out before school starts. The, what's that called? The handbook, all about me, a note from her first day of school. And then I also keep her monthly calendars because I think it's fun to look back and see what they were doing. And then also there's a letter for each month of more detail of what they're doing. This was her birthday, her favorite things, and then her birthday little thing there, an award kind of thing. This is all of her different cards that she gets done. They do different activities and then they get a card once they do so many activities, 5 activities. So then you get an award after you do so many cards. This is her Christmas program information and a thank you card for her Christmas gift from her teacher. And then just some different art stuff. And then I just kept a few of her little worksheets too that they do. And some more art stuff. So then once the kids, once they want to go look through what they did, it's really easy for them to just flip through here, see things. They love to look back at all of their art projects. So to recap, I take all of my kids' papers when they come home and I put them on those shelves. I do have them. I wanted to mention that countertop is not in my kitchen. It's out in our entry mudroom, laundry room area. So it's not a mess in our kitchen every day. And then once half of the year has gone by, I'll go through all of those papers, put them into paper protectors in a 3-ring binder, and then just put them on a shelf. I think this is a really simple way to take care of the paper. It is really easy every day. I mean, I could every day go through and put their papers into the 3-ring binders, but that's not going to happen. The paper's going to sit there in a pile for a while. So having a place to put the papers when they come home really helps contain the mess. I hope this helps. I don't think this is probably for everyone. There's all sorts of great ideas out there, but this is something that works for our family. Hopefully it'll help for one of you guys also. Thank you for watching. See you next time.